Okay, here's one of the most popular and most talented performers that I know. Willie's going to begin a 9-month national tour the 12th of April in Fayetteville, Arkansas. His latest album is called The Promised Land, and Willie's also the star of a new movie called Red-Headed Stranger, which will be out in August. We'll welcome Willie Nelson.
Bring us your tired and weak, and we will make them strong. Bring us your foreign songs, and we will sing along. Bring us your broken dreams, we'll give them time to mend. There's still a lot of love living in the promised land. Living in the promised land. Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sands, and room for everyone living in the promised land. So they came from the distant isles, nameless woman, faithless child, like a bad dream. Till there was no room at all, no place to run, no place to fall. Give us your daily bread, we have no shoes to wear, no place to call our own, only this cross to bear. We, all the multitude, lend us a helping hand. Is there no love anymore, living in the promised land? Our dreams are made of steel. The prayer of every man is to know how freedom feels. There is a winding road across the shifting sands, and room for everyone living in the promised land, and room for everyone living in the promised land. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this next song that we're going to do now, I would like to ask Johnny if you'd come out and help me do this, John. I've heard you do this song many times before. Maybe if you did my part, I could do Julio's, and we could, yeah.
You're going to do Julio.
I'll do Julio. All right. Or we can swap out later if you like.
Okay, fine. Okay, ready? To all the girls I've loved before, traveled in and out my door, I'm glad you came along to dedicate this song to all the girls I've loved before.
And to all the girls I once caressed, may I say I've held the best. They live within my heart, they'll always be a part of the girls I've loved before.
To all the girls who in my life who now are someone else's wife, I'm glad they came along
dedicate this song to all the girls I've loved before. The winds of change are always blowing, and every time I try to stay, the winds of change are always blowing, and they just carry me away. And to all the girls I've loved before, who traveled in and out my door, I'm glad they came along. We dedicate this song to all the girls we loved before.
You could have given me a little more advance notice. The last time I did that with Julio on the show one night, it was almost a year ago, and I'd forgotten the lyrics. But that's fun. You do Julio well.
Thank you.
We're going to hit it
You
out
do
to
me
my
well,
life.
too. I mean,
We'll be back in just a moment. Stay where you are. You asked me to go on the road with you and your gang once. You enjoy the road, don't you? Really? You're going out for about 9 months, just occasional day off.
yeah, but I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Somebody, I didn't know this. Somebody said you started when you were about 10 or 11, but it was a polka band?
Yeah, I was actually a little younger than that, and this polka band was really the only group of musicians in my area there.
Yeah.
And if I wanted to play in a band, it was going to be a polka band. But I was glad to play with them. It's not every day that a polka band has a non-electric rhythm guitar in it, because
Not
for
many,
the first
yeah.
7 years I didn't know what I sounded like, or he didn't know what I sounded like.
Somebody told me polka's coming back. It's having kind
I
of a
hope so.
resurgence again.
I hope so.
It's a fun tempo, fun to dance with. What was the name of the group? Do you remember?
Yes, it was Raychek, John Raychek's band from
Right.
Abbott, Texas.
Yeah. How many? You are also a very, very talented songwriter. You've written a lot of great songs, not only for yourself, but other people who recorded. What's the worst song you've ever written? One that you thought that really was a stinker? Did you ever have one that just, you thought it was great when you put it down and...
I've had several that I thought were good the night before, you
Yeah.
know, but then when I wake up in the morning and look at it again, there's a whole string of those I could, but fortunately you'll never hear any of them.
I know what you're talking about. It's like when you're in bed at night, you're dreaming or something, and I'll think of some jokes, and you wake up in the middle of the night and you write them down, and you think they're hysterical.
Yeah.
And you get up when you're fully awake, and it's the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
You were half asleep. You got caught. The movie's coming out in August.
In August.
Red-Headed Stranger.
Red-Headed Stranger.
You happy with it? You like it?
Yeah, it turned out better than I had thought, really. We wound up with a real good crew and cast,
Right.
and everybody worked hard, and everybody wanted to see it happen.
You're a natural actor. I don't mean that just as flattery. You're a good natural actor. You didn't study. It comes off, and it's honest and sincere, and it says it. We got a clip here from Red-Headed Stranger. Does it need any setting up at all? Or?
Well, let me tell you what it's about. It's I play the part of a preacher who moves west with his bride, who's Morgan Fairchild, and
We've all moved west with Morgan. A little humor there.
and we get to this town in Driscoll, Montana, where I'm supposed to take over the church, and I do take over the church from the existing
Right.
pastor there. And this is the first Sunday in church when the bad guys in town send down the local drunks to harass the preacher.
Okay, here's an excerpt from Red-Headed Stranger. Good scene. You'd make a pretty good preacher.
Thank you.
You ever think of that?
Thank you. Yeah, I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time, early in life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's a straight answer. You're not kidding, are you?
No.
Yeah, you're very convincing. We gonna do this?
Yes, sir.
Are we have time for the other?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna let you go because I know you guys
All right.
are getting ready to go on the road. Would you come back whenever you want to?
Thanks a lot.
You got a home here anytime you want to stop by. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you, Willie.